And welcome back. The Stockport attack sentence was passed yesterday, as I mentioned. 52 years. And now, what is happening now? It seems like his sentence is going to be reviewed, because they say his sentence 52 years is too lenient. And obviously the committee will have to pronounce by CPS Act within 28 days. So there's a possibility this chap will be banged up more time in the nick. People invoke the death penalty for such atrocities. But the main aim of prison is to re-educate people. Despite what you might call it, the crime you have committed and you've been prosecuted and been sentenced to. What this chap done is absolutely diabolical, horrific, and minimum he has to stay in prison for the rest of his life. We're talking about the rest of his life. The only way he comes out of prison is in a coffin. And hard prison conditions, hard labour, because give him a nice hot place, free meals, a nice cosy environment. I don't think he merits that. The evil which he done to those people, it's only right he should receive back 3 times more. That's what the karma's called. And the secretary of the UK Reform Party, Nigel Farage, is calling for the demission of these people. The head of this CPS thingy bob, and all the people involved in this case should be sacked. And this is regarding the current government, Prime Minister Starmer and his government. They should resign. He covered it up. He incited violence. He imprisoned people because people made comments about this case. How biased this Labour government is with people, basically. And for this, people were rounded up and took to the nick. In what country they used to do this? The Soviet Union and the communist regime, and all those communist totalitarian regimes, whatever political spectrum they're from. He wants to cover this whole incident up because there is a responsibility of government, because those people were anti-terrorism, they knew what this chap was up to. Probably may not know he was planning such an atrocity, that's for sure. But, you know, they kept an eye on him and they didn't evaluate him, the potential danger for the public. Like they say, heads will roll for this. And there shall be many heads shall roll for this, due to the incompetence of the government and the politicians. And don't forget, you have to held accountable the mass media like the BBC and all of those news outlets for covering up, not reporting misleading information, because it was the government It was the politicians told them, put a gag on them. I know when there's a police investigation undergoing like an incident like this, there's always, in that moment, they don't disclose the details. They disclose what they know and what the public should know. Yes, but all this time, they have hidden the fact this person, the coppers, when they raided his house, they found material which, you know, has indicated Islamic terrorism motivation of their aggression, because in his house, in his room, they found propaganda of Al-Qaeda, how to be a terrorist, a manual how to make bombs, how to plan an attack, all the 9 yards have to be your would-be Islamic terrorist. And this is classified as an Islamic terrorist. His hate towards British society and despising and having no mercy towards his victims. It goes to show what a diabolical piece of shit he is. Whatever happens to him, he merits it. I just hope they give him the most example sentence in British justice history. But I know there will be a bit of meddling from politics, wokeness, diversity, all this rubbish. And in the end, they'll give him chicken shit sentence. And this will make people a lot more pissed off about this massacre attack, which was absolutely horrible. Also throughout the procedure of the trial, who assisted the court, the lawyers, prosecutors and judge. The police were shown evidence of the scene of the crime and how bloody it was. Don't forget, he murdered 3 kids under the age of 10 in cold blood. In cold blood. There was a heroic 62-year-old guy who tried to stop him. He got stabbed by this scumbag. He was injured, but he made it. And I say to this guy, you're a fucking hero, mate. If it wasn't for you, there would have been more victims.